Hi, I'm Jake Delhomme, quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Leading my team to the Super Bowl was the most exciting moment in my career, but it doesn't compare to the time I've spent throwing the ball with my cousin Kevin. Join me and thousands of other Civitan members who volunteer at fundraisers, summer camps, and Special Olympic Games. To volunteer, contact your local Civitan club today or visit us on the web at civitan.org. Together, we can score a touchdown in your community.
Hello, my name is Keith Thompson. I'm president of Asheville Civitan Club this year. I'd like to invite each and every one of you to join us for the upcoming television series Spirit of Civitan TV. It's going to be on URTV, and we're going to be covering some of the important issues affecting our community. We're going to be meeting some of the civic leaders who are making a difference every day in the lives of our community and making things better for our children and grandchildren, making this a better place in which to live. So we hope you will be able to join us and watch our series as it comes forward. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to this beautiful late winter day in downtown Asheville. We're at Trinity Episcopal Church. This is the Asheville Civitan Club's regular meeting, and we're about to introduce 7 students from our local high schools to receive scholarships to help them along their way for going to college. Asheville Civitan Club has been around since 1921, serving the Asheville and Buncombe County community. And one of the things we've been doing for decades is to award scholarships to recognize the hard work and good citizenship and scholarship of our young people. And our goal is to help promote the next generation's success and to be able to carry our community and our country forward. I'm here with Cal Rimmers, who is the chair of our scholarship committee, to talk about how we go about selecting our students and about some of the history and some of what we've done in the past and what our goal is to continue in the future to be able to sustain the recognition of these fine young people. Cal, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Our scholarship committee consists really of 14 Civitan Club members. Each 2 of them will go to one of the 7 high schools, and they will go through a process of seeking out the senior counselor, who will then become acquainted with the plans and goals of our program, and with their knowledge of kids will hopefully find us 6 or 8 or 10 students who fit our particular criteria, which is that we look at scholarship, we look at citizenship, and we look at financial need. And forth will come these applications, which our committee members will review, and then they will meet with each one of these students and discuss with them their life goals, what do they feel about college, how about their activities in high school. Then we sit down together, the 2 of them, only those 2 of them, and decide on that particular scholarship for that particular school. And then we meet on this occasion today to award the scholarships with the student and the counselor and the parents and the principal. And today we expect to have the superintendent of Buncombe County Schools and also the superintendent of Asheville City Schools. Maybe we'll even have our mayor join us, who is a Civitan member and a recipient of one of our past scholarships.
Well, that's good to note, because we've been doing this for so long now. It seems like our records only go back to 1990, but I just recently learned, to my great surprise, that one of our scholarship recipients was Roy Williams back in the 60s when he was a student at Robertson High School, and it allowed him to go on to college at Chapel Hill, where he played basketball with Dean Smith, and allowed him to then go on to coaching, and obviously, the rest is history. He's hopefully going to win an NCAA tournament in a few weeks.
I hope so.
But that sort of potential for these young people to go on and do great things in service to their families and to their community and our country is something that we have a great deal of hope about, and that's why we do this.
Well, even our scholarship, while it doesn't provide the whole education, it provides an interesting impetus in a few cases. One example is we gave a scholarship a couple years ago to a young lady who is very much involved in community activities, not only here in this country but also in Haiti. Spent her summers down there. Picked a small Midwestern college. When she got there, they said, "Oh, we're acquainted with your Civitan scholarship. We've got a scholarship available here. Why don't you apply for it and see if you can get it?" She got it.
That's neat.
And then they came forth and said, "We've also got a grant for you that we can fit into this because of particular interest." She got her first 2 years of college paid for.
That's great.
Through scholarships and grants.
Well, as a
and
parent,
we started her.
as a parent, coming up in a few years with having to address that same question, I think you're speaking to parents as much as you are to young people. You know what young people can do if they're listening to us right now to prepare to do successful work in high school, to practice good citizenship. Because I know, in past years we've had students who've served their local community and as a volunteer in food banks, in the Red Cross, in the hospital, in their local community clubs out in the rural areas, in a lot of different ways, and that's part of what we're trying to encourage, isn't it?
Well, that is, in every possible way. And it's always surprising, the kids that come forth. We get kids that apply for scholarship that are numbers 1, 2, and 3 in their class.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to high school, which is in the ancient times, 4.0 was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't exist anymore with all the advanced placements and all of the other courses the kids can take.
Mm-hmm.
They're up to 4.6.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kind of kids that we get in here as graduates to be looked at. And yet, they still have time for community service.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them very heavily. Now, that doesn't mean that those students always win the scholarships. What it does mean is those students usually get a lot of scholarships.
All right.
So if we get further down the list with some kid that's in the upper 10% or 15 or 20%, that still meets the rest of our requirements. We're giving out scholarships to kids that are not the stars in their class, but the second stars.
Sure. Well, and the ability for them to shine through in the ways that they distinguish themselves in that form of community service that they're able to achieve while keeping up their grades and doing all the other things that are needed in high school. When we over the years have had young people come and be introduced by their school counselors, they really emphasize a lot of not only the things they do in their own school, but really those things outside of school that they do in their church, in their community, and serving those less fortunate. Because that is obviously one of the things as Asheville Civitan Club we've been doing for generations. Our work with not only these scholarships and doing good citizenship awards, but with kids voting. Our work to help to provide support for Special Olympics and for the PEP program at Robertson High, serving the needs of the special needs children in our county and our city schools to be able to reach to their full potential. Our desire to help with the Irene Wortham Center, which works with a lot of children and adults with special needs. There's just a lot of ways that we express our commitment to the community and those with special needs throughout the year. But this is really the highlight of our calendar. As I've been a member for almost 10 years, and this is something I look forward to every year. And I know, especially working on it for 6 months of the year as the chair of the committee, it's something you look forward to.
Well, that's right. And as I read the national news magazines, I find that the colleges and universities are beginning, and already are, emphasizing community service as part of their curriculum. They don't just want those kids to go to school and learn mathematics and science. They want them to learn other things about living a human life when they get out of school. So they're finding things for these kids to do and pushing them into it to become involved with community service at the college level in the communities where the college is. Interesting to see. Education goes beyond academics.
Sure, and service learning, as you say, is a big part of that. I know both at UNCA and Warren Wilson College, among other local schools like Mars Hill, service learning is part of the curriculum. It's part of the expectation for young people. So to show a commitment to that as students in high school, that's going to speak well for someone who's trying to apply and find out how to pay for it.
Well, that's right. It costs more and more and more. go to college, even in North Carolina, at a state school, which is the bargain compared to private schools. But even here, our scholarship is one step forward. We don't go all the way. I wish we could.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think the interview I heard with Roy Williams that it was $500 scholarship that back in 40 years ago, that might have paid for the tuition for a year, I bet, and possibly left a little bit for books, whereas now, $1,500 a year for 2 years is not going to cover everything, but as you say, it's going to be a good match. And I think I've heard that other people have discussed that when a student shows up in February or March announcing to their high school, their college admissions office that they've received our scholarship, that often leads to other awards, including, I think, one of our students last year from Asheville High School was given, it was announced about 2 months later that he'd gotten a full ride to go to Johns Hopkins. And, I think our recognition played a part in that. I would hope. I think, sometimes we can find what, the jewels, laying around in the rough that the colleges might then recognize how much they can do to bring it out even further.
Well, that's right. I think probably the stars of our program have yet to be seen, because that'll show up if these students go to college and come back here.
Sure.
And bring back their degrees and their professions, and hopefully have been inspired from here and through their college to come back and do the same thing when they get back to town here and become a better community as a result of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, building a stronger and healthier community is certainly at the core of what we're all about. It's Civitans. And to see young people who, already have a vision of themselves serving in the healthcare or in education or in business or in some other form of critical support for our community and for the families and children who live here is going to be what makes us feel like we've done the right thing, I think. That's what, and being a club that's been around for 86 years, I think we can have a perspective of what it takes to continue to go higher, and know that each generation is going to stand on the shoulders of that came before it.
Well, I think too, I think we can be very proud of ourselves and pat ourselves on the back, because my surveys of our program compared with that of other service clubs in Buncombe County, we are really the premier scholarship program, and we should be very proud of that. Now, there are bigger scholarships put out by foundations and corporations and so forth, but I think the same thing that makes us so proud here in Buncombe County applies to all of Western North Carolina. And if I could find the research, I'd love to find that's true for the whole state. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
Well, I think that we are a very special community and have generations and generations of people who really cared about our children and our grandchildren, and making it possible for them to succeed and to lift up and be prepared to lift up the next generation. And obviously we've got needs to continue that, and I think the spirit of Civitan, which we try to promote in many other ways in our programs and in our it's the type of thing that we'd like to invite other folks to come join us as this Spirit of Civitan television series gets cranked up. As people watch us, I think we were hoping that people will come and join us in membership. We have many years to come for us to provide very high level of community service ourselves, and we want to be an inspiration to others to be a part of that, whether as Civitans or in other ways of life. It's going to be important that we continue to do that, because the future is, we have many challenges as a country and as a community, but overall, I think, especially when you see the kind of young people that we're going to present to today, it makes you have faith and hope in the future, and it's not all as bad as what you might feel like after seeing, a train wreck or, some drive-by shooting or something that's emphasized in some of what the media can emphasize. So hopefully to see what young people who are really making a difference are doing will give people some hope that everybody can hold up a little piece of the sky in making this a better place to live. So, I think with that, I'm looking forward to our ceremony today, and congratulations on all the hard work of your committee, and you'll be introducing the members of the committee as we go on today, and thank you for all the hard work that you put into this.
Very good.
All right, thanks, Cal. All right.
Thank you.
Our mayor, Terry Bellamy, was a recipient of one of our scholarships, so we want to extend to you our hopes that you're going to go on and you're going to do well by your family and your community and your service to your fellow human beings. And we, part of why we do this is hope and faith that is what we're having an influence over. So we congratulate you, and we want to congratulate your families. All of you who are parents, as parents ourselves, we know how important it is to be able to prepare and send off our children to find success in the world. So we want to just thank you for what you've done as parents to be able to make this possible for such fine young people to go out and into the world and have such high hopes. I've got a few business items for our club, and I want to thank Bob Potter for being the greeter today, and I'd like to ask Frank Holby to come up and give the invocation.
Shall we bow our heads, please? Our Father, as Keith said, this is the most significant day of the year for this Civitan Club. We are here to honor 7 young people who have distinguished themselves by their community service and academic achievements. We ask your blessing on them as they enter college this fall. May they fulfill their goals and continue to serve their fellow citizens as they grow in stature and wisdom. We thank you for their parents who have nurtured them for the past 18 years or so to achieve the success that they have attained, and also for the school faculty members whose influence has had an effect on these students. And now we ask your help that you help us Civitans to maintain and increase our contributions to the future graduates of our Buncombe County high schools. For we realize the value to our community and nation of the nations whom we honor today. And finally, we ask that that this food that we have eaten will nourish our bodies and make us strong in your service. We ask in Jesus' name, amen.
With that, I'm going to ask Cal Remmers to come up and take over. Cal has been serving as the chairman of our scholarship committee, and he's going to start to handle the proceedings.
Good morning and good afternoon. This is not a snow day. I am Cal Remmers. I am the chairman of the Scholarship Committee of the Asheville Civitan Club. It's our pleasure here to honor 7 graduates, one from each of the 7 high schools of Buncombe County and Asheville City. All of these people are here to receive a scholarship of $3,000, which are awarded on the basis of excellence in scholarship and excellence in school and community citizenship activities. We also welcome, seated at this table, Cliff Dotson, Buncombe County Superintendent of Schools, and Robert Logan, Superintendent of Asheville City Schools. Our program will proceed as follows. I will call on one of the Civitans at these tables to introduce all of the people at the table, the graduate, the parents, counselor, and the principal. Afterwards, the counselor and the graduate will come to the podium, where first the counselor will give a outrageous roasting of the graduate, followed by comments from the graduate in total denial and expectation of which school they're going to, what will their major be, and what do they think about their future career, and maybe even will they come back to Asheville, we hope. Now, at that time, I will present a envelope to each graduate. In the envelope are important documents. First, a letter of congratulations from me and a request that you tell us which college you have selected for our records. Second, an instruction sheet which defines all of the premises of the scholarship, the rules, the regulations, the things that you must adhere to maintain the scholarship. Read it carefully and keep it. Thirdly, a letter to the registrar of your college for you to present to that registrar, because it tells that person, you have a scholarship, here's what it's all about, here are the requirements, and at the bottom of that will be a tear-off slip or something that they, of their own forms, can use that will describe the fact that you are a registered student and you have met certain requirements to maintain that scholarship. At the presentation of the scholarship, this will be the opportunity for you to applaud each one of these graduates. Now, as they say in New Orleans at Mardi Gras time, laissez la bouteille ou gelée, which means let the good times roll. So let's get started. At random, I will pick a high school, and the first one will be North Buncombe High School.
I'd like to introduce my table. First, if you'll stand, please, Mr. and Mrs. Justice, the mother and father of our honoree. Next is the winner of North Buncombe's Civitan Award, named Lindsay Justice. The Director of Counseling at North Buncombe is Judy Gentry. Principal at North Buncombe is and it just happens that she was born on Friday the 13th. I won't tell you the year, but she's now as old as I am.
You can tell that I'm not used to being first. North Buncombe's always down the line somewhere. Thank you all for having us. It's always a great pleasure to be a small part of your program. And I want to take the opportunity to thank you for not just, inspiring achievement and integrity, but also a very special can-do spirit. The young lady that I'm going to introduce to you today has a very different meaning for that. I think it's a very special meaning for that can-do spirit. Currently, she is our student body president. She takes her leadership very seriously, and she is a role model leader, not only in our school, but also in our community. She knows that leaders not only solely tell people what to do, they don't lead by just doing that, they also lead by example. They also lead by giving back to their community. She has given over 150 volunteer service hours to Mission Hospital, but she needs help. She has given more than 350 volunteer hours as a junior firefighter at the Rims Creek Fire Department. As I told you, she has a very special meaning for that can-do spirit. She is proof that young people can achieve in multiple arenas in totally different areas, as I'll share with you. I have seen pictures of Lindsay in the newspaper. Many of you probably have also. And she has been responding as firefighters do. She has been completely covered in fireman equipment. And when I looked at that picture, my first response was, how does this petite young lady even move in all of this weight? I have been told by her co-workers that she works just as easily in all of that garb as she does when she is a majorette and working with Tom. Just as easily. Now, if you have not seen this young lady perform as a majorette, you are missing a real treat. North Buncombe had the pleasure of seeing her perform in January. The entire student body was spellbound as she had a beautiful solo to kind of kick off our winter basketball homecoming. It was a beautiful performance. Currently, she is auditioning at NC State and ETSU for the majorette line. She can switch from a fireman's mode to a beautiful majorette role with ease and grace. She was also last summer selected to be second finalist in the Buncombe County Junior Miss Competition. And she was also selected as Miss Blackhawk, which is an outstanding award, last fall at North Buncombe High School. Lindsay does all of this and maintains a very high GPA. She will be graduating with high honors this year. She is indeed a young woman of many talents and many abilities, and an amazingly strong can-do spirit, which you will even foster more, and we appreciate all that you have done in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you Miss Lindsay Justice.
And I'm going to major in nursing there, and after I obtain my bachelor's degree in nursing, I want to pursue my master's degree and become a pediatric nurse practitioner, and I want to come and work at Mission Hospitals in the pediatric wing because that's the place that I discovered that I have a love for nursing and children. I love to make people's lives better, and I want to move back into this area so I can help make a difference. In the past year, I've worked with my dad and the other two generations of my family at the fire department. I'm one of the few that can claim that they're the third generation firemen. And I'm the first female out of my family to also occupy that role, which has been quite a challenge. But it has. And when Ms. Gentry was describing that I can go from one of my aspect of my life to the other, she was really awful mad, I promise you. I don't look the same getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for a house fire that I do right now. My dad can attest to that. But thank you very much for providing me with this scholarship. I hope that in the future I'll be able to embody your motto of helping people.
I'd like to reintroduce to you the senior counselor from Irwin High School, Linda Glasgow, who will introduce our table.
What a joy it is to be with you all today. It's just always such a pleasure. And we, on behalf of Irwin High School, we just want to thank the Civitans so much for all you do for our students. And especially we want to thank Brett Hudson and Bill Anthony for the wonderful way in which they carry out the scholarship process. Such a wonderful thing that you all do in going to the schools and interviewing the students. We appreciate that so much. With us today is our assistant principal, Miss Amy Roney, and Mackenzie's parents, Gary and Sheila Miller. And Sheila is, in addition to being Mackenzie's mother, a beloved math teacher at our high school. So we're all very happy to be with you. Now it's my honor and privilege to present to you Mackenzie Miller, a student who is not only deserving of this scholarship, but one who is sure to make a difference in our world in the days to come. Mackenzie is a determined young woman who sets her goals high and never wavers from the mark. She is one of only 2 seniors who have an unweighted GPA of 4.0. Yes, from the beginning, Mackenzie has never made a grade less than an A. She will graduate with highest honors, North Carolina Scholar status, and number 3 in her class. Last year, she was a junior marshal and received the prestigious academic letter E. Mackenzie's taken an active part in the life of her school. She was a JV cheerleader, and she has been in the Beta Club since 9th grade. She's also participated in the German Club, the Evelyn Charities Walk, and the Multiple Sclerosis Walk. Mackenzie is active in her community. She volunteers with Hearts with Hands, Man Food Bank, and the Buncombe County Humane Society. She is also active at Macedonia Baptist Church, where she teaches children's church for the 2 to 5-year-olds. This fall, she did an internship at the Sisters of Mercy Urgent Care. She's an active young woman. For the past 2 years, Mackenzie has worked 20 hours a week at the Sonic Drive-In. She has a variety of duties on the fountain, taking orders, and car hopping. And if you've been to Sonic, you know that they race around in those roller skates. She is in good shape, too. I've told you a little about what Mackenzie has achieved, and now I just want to talk a little bit about who she is. I see Mackenzie as a young woman who exudes commitment to studies, to her future career, to her community, to people, to God, and to her family. She is determined to make a difference. Teachers have commented, Mackenzie is the type of student that sets the standards high for the rest of the class. And she is honest, dependable, outgoing, and always demonstrates integrity in the example she sets for others. She's quite a remarkable young woman. It's my privilege to present to you Mackenzie Miller.
For the opportunity that you have all given me to go to college. And I just thank you very much.
Nice, good job.
Next high school will be Robertson.
At our table is Michelle, Ellie Anderson, the guidance counselor from there. Also at our table is Tracy Carlin, who's a member of Civitan. And the important people at our table are Mr. and Mrs. McNeil, who are the parents of our scholarship winner. I'd like to introduce you to Amy McNeil. She is a scholarship winner from J.C. Robertson.
This is my first Civitan luncheon, and I'm very
is to be here to introduce you. Thank you very much, Civitan Club Scholarship members, for what you do for our students. It's really an awesome honor and way to hold these students up. Amy was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 8. By the time she was 12, she had been pronounced cured. Through this accomplishment, she has gained a positive spirit, which she has turned to the good of others, helping others. She is a leader and a humanitarian. She has outstanding academics. She's one of the top students in her senior class. Last year she was junior marshal, and she's very active in our school community as a club leader. Holds offices in several clubs in our school. She's very active in her church. Some examples of her mission trips to other places in our country, or trips to Staten Island, Washington, D.C., Mexico. She has expressed that these experiences have given her an openness to other communities and to our society to help her understand how other people live, and just has given her an ability to appreciate others in a way that she wouldn't have had she not had these experiences. She has a real appreciation for other people. In our school at T.C. Robertson, she works with the PET program, and I watched her today helping students who are very disadvantaged go back and forth to art class and to lunch, and she's very active and has been throughout her high school career with our PET program, and that takes a special individual to dedicate herself to that. She's very active in her church as a youth leader. She's been a youth elder. She has coordinated the campaign drive, worked on the youth council, and just wherever she is doing good things for people, helping others, and taking a leadership role in that. I'm very, very proud to get to know her and to be honored with her at this table today with you. This is Amy.
This fall, I plan to go to UNCA, major in psychology and Spanish. My future career plans are not yet, I haven't thought too much about that, but I want to be a missionary or a child life specialist or a social worker or a psychologist or a pastoral counselor. So, I've yet to decide. But thank you, it's an honor. Thank you.
The next high school will be Asheville High School.
Chairman, fellow Civitan guests, I would like to introduce the folks at our table, and this is Asheville High School. Starting to my right, I have my colleague on the interview team, Mr. John Shaw. I have Ms. Kate Hestwood, who is on the counseling staff at Asheville High School. We have our scholarship winner, April Littlejohn, and with her today is her mom, Deborah Littlejohn. And at this time, we present to you April Littlejohn.
Hi, my name is Kate Hestwood, and I'm here representing Asheville High School Guidance. We wanted to thank the Civitan for their generous support of local students through this scholarship program, and also thank you to Dr. McCallum and Mr. Trott. With April today is her mother, Deborah Littlejohn. April Littlejohn is not only an outstanding student academically, she is also involved in many activities in school and in our ninth grade, she has been involved in the AVID program and the Outreach Club for Community Service. She's interested in genetics and nursing, so she's attended many programs at Mayhew. This past summer, she was chosen for the Sims program at North Carolina A&T, and as a senior, she's doing an internship with the Minority Mentoring Program at Mayhew, where she's shadowing African American physicians. Finally, April truly represents the best at Asheville High School because she's a quiet leader with great depth of character. And it is with great pride I present April Littlejohn.
Fall, studying a major in nursing, and while I'm there, I would like to study abroad in Spanish-speaking countries so that I can become fluent in Spanish, so I can reach the Spanish community. And through my internship, I learned that there are PAs and nurse practitioners, so I would like to become a nurse practitioner, and I would like to move to this bigger city.
High school will be Owen High School.
The star at our table is named Sarah Gilliam. The supporting cast, all the recipients, Norma Messer and myself, who had the privilege of working with Owen High School, Don Johnson, the superintendent, or the principal, Sharon Fender, who was the counselor, and Sharon's father and mother.
We too are excited to be here. In fact, I was so excited last year I came a whole week early. A little off there on the calendar, but we always look forward to it and are glad to be here at the right day. And thank Mr. and Ms. Gilliam for being here, and Norma Messer and Dick for working with us at Owen. I'm very pleased to introduce Sarah to you. She is an outstanding young lady. I have enjoyed getting to know her really the past 3 years. I've worked with Sarah. She is proud to call herself an Appalachian American. I thought that was a neat term, and when Amy was talking about being a firefighter, I think we can do with that. We're a logger, and this young lady is from up in the mountains, and she has been involved in many different activities in school. But I think one of the neatest things that she's been able to do is help her dad growing up with his logging business. And she did say that doing the logging business is one of the things that got her very interested in mathematics, actually. But it also helped her appreciate our mountains and our area. She used to help run cables around the trees, and I understand she was her dad's safety while he was up on the mountain doing the logging. And I think that's hard to imagine. We can talk about petite young ladies, but Sarah is a go-getter, and I think that's just one of the many ways she keeps herself active and involved. She says she thinks that that really helped her become involved in figuring the calculations. Her dad had to do math to get what he wanted from the logging business, figure out how to, I guess, do the trees, figure out about the trees. So she is a self-proclaimed math geek who says one of her favorite parts of high school is math competitions, which I have trouble relating to, but I am very glad that she does that because we have a wonderful math team and they've been very successful. She also very much, and I see this in Sarah regularly, she enjoys encouraging other young women and other friends in math, and she is very active in working in the peer tutoring with kids in math, and she has really been a positive force with the different math teams. She has been involved in many other things besides the math competitions. She's consistently involved in the theater production. She was in Oklahoma and Greece. She's now the assistant director for the Jolly Game, which is our spring musical. She was with the Chamber Singers, who sang at Carnegie Hall in New York last spring. She has worked with Relay for Life since she was 8 years old. She has volunteered at the Kiwanis Club in Black Mountain at the thrift store. And she has over 150 hours of volunteer service at the VA hospital. She is in the Spanish Club, the Computer and Technology Club, the Math Tutor Club. She did attend Summer Ventures, and she also attended Upward Bound in science and math. She says she learned about hard work and independence up on the mountain. And because their school bus came around 6:40 a.m., I think she also learned time management and endurance as well. Sarah always has a smile. She seems to love working with others, and working with her about teaching, she just is a natural. I think she just truly enjoys working with other students that way. I'm going to miss her friendly visits and her positive manner. Well, I don't want to give away too much of what she has to say. She's a finalist for the North Carolina Teaching Fellow Scholarship, and I'm going to let her talk to you a little bit more about her plans. I'm very pleased to introduce Sarah Gillum to you.
Thank you. First, I want to thank Ms. Fender. She's been one of the best counselors I could ever imagine having. She helped me out my sophomore year. I applied for the School of Math and Science. I was too smart for them. And just from then on, we built a friendship, and she's really been a benefit to me. And I wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't have received any of the other things I've received without her. So thank you, Ms. Fender. And I want to thank the Civitans, because I probably would have been more stressed about college. Now I have a little thing to make me happier every time I think about it. And I have a nice scholarship to think about. I am a finalist for the Teaching Fellow Scholarship. If I receive that, I plan to attend Appalachian State University, major in mathematics, and be certified to teach secondary education. High school mathematics is not a very popular group of area for people to educate in, so I hope to teach wherever I might get the nicest high school. So I may be back here in Buncombe County, I may be in the coast, who knows. But I will be in North Carolina, and I'm very proud of North Carolina. It's my home. Buncombe County is my home. Broad River, where I live, is my home. I really identify with the Southern culture. I might be also attending Salem College in Winston-Salem. It's an all-girls school, very small. But I don't know. I hate having to decide, so I'm still kind of in the middle, swaying between either one of them. So thank you once again for the scholarship, and it'll go to good use.
High school is Inca High School.
I'm Bob Potter, representing the scholarship of Inca High School. I'll introduce to you the counselor, Kate Bradford from Inca, who will introduce the rest of our guests from that school. Kate?
Good afternoon. My name again is Kate Bradford, and I'm the counselor at Inca High School. Today I have with me our principal, Don Eisenhower. Our scholarship winner is Austin Thompson, and his mother is with us, Colleen Thompson. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Asheville Civitan Club again for your gifts of time and money that makes these scholarships possible for our students. I'd especially like to thank Mr. Potter. It's been a pleasure working with him this year on this scholarship program. I actually heard about Austin before he came to high school because his mother is a science teacher at our school. And I remember her talking about some project that he was involved in 8th grade, school beautification, something like that. And I just remember her kind of being a proud mama. But the truth is she has a lot to be proud of. Austin is one of our top students. He's a caring leader, and he's a future good citizen. He's a top student in that he has worked hard to maintain good grades while taking challenging classes. He's earned a 4.43 GPA and is ranked in the top 6% of his class. He's also a North Carolina Scholar candidate and is a member of the National Honor Society. Austin is able to juggle his academics with the other things that he's involved in, including athletics and other extracurricular activities. He's shown leadership in our school by being a member of the Student Body Council each year. He's also been a captain of the junior varsity and varsity football teams, and he actually helped inspire his teammates this year to overcome a losing streak and start winning a few games. Austin is also the president of the Junior Civitan Club at our school, so he's no stranger to community service. He cares about our community. He's been involved in Relay for Life at our school for the past 3 years. He has also helped with a community cleanup after the hurricane caused flooding in our area. He went and helped families kind of restore the things that were lost there. He cares about children. He's been a Special Olympics buddy for the past 2 years, and he's also participated in tutoring elementary school students in reading. Austin also cares about our environment. He participates in roadside and river cleanups, and also in the recycling program at our school. He's a future good citizen in that he plans to give back to his community as he grows into adulthood. He hopes to one day become a dentist and would like to provide dental care to those who cannot afford it. He would actually like to work with the government to institute some sort of program that provides access to basic dental care for school-aged children. I'm very happy to recognize our Asheville Civitan Club Scholarship winner for this year, Austin Thompson.
First, I would like to thank the Asheville Civitans for allowing me to win this scholarship. But after high school, I plan on attending Clemson University, where I'm going to major in biology and hopefully become a dentist. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but I think I can do it. And I do plan on coming back to Asheville and being with Mom and the rest of my family. My father passing away last Christmas has put us kind of in a burden financially. That's why I'm so grateful for the scholarship. It's going to be put to well use, and I thank you all.
Our final high school is Reynolds High School.
I'm Bob Overby, very pleased to have been the committee person for Reynolds. Start off by introducing Dr. Regina Lambert at Reynolds. On the left is our celebrant, Timothy Hughes. And immediately left to me is the guidance counselor who will be we hear from in just a few seconds. So, welcome.
Hi, I'm Susan Fend. I'm one of the counselors at Reynolds High School, and thank you very much, Mr. Overby. It really is a pleasure every year when Mr. Overby comes into the counseling office. It always brightens my day, and I appreciate all that you do for us and for our school. I've worked with him for several years. Mr. Michaels was not able to be here today, but Dennis Michaels also has helped. Today I'm delighted to introduce Tim Hughes, who is the Civitan Scholarship recipient for AC Reynolds High School. He is the son of Mr. Jerome Hughes and Mrs. Rouletta Hughes, both of whom are Asheville City School teachers and were not able to be here today. They couldn't get their principals to let them go. Mr. Jerome Hughes, his father is a teacher at Asheville High School as a part of the AVID program that you spoke of, and he was also Teacher of the Year for I'm sorry that they were not able to be here, but I know that they trust that Tim will do fine. Tim's father is also a minister, and Tim admits that he has a little bit of that same kind of charisma, so I'm sure that they know that he'll do fine. Tim has been a very involved member of our school community and also the city of Asheville.
He was involved in Youth Leadership Asheville, which is quite a selective program for youth to help train future leaders and to provide community service in the city. Through Youth Leadership Asheville, he helped feed the homeless downtown with a food bank. He's also been a part of a program at our school called the Unity Program. I know Owen High School and Asheville High School both have the Unity Program. Last year was our first year to be recipients of 10 scholarships for students to participate in an Outward Bound program. And then they came back to school. Unity was designed to help us look at barriers that separate us based on racial issues or other social issues, and help the students look toward doing some social justice action. And in our school this year we did Mix It Up Day. Tim was very involved in that. Tim is a strong leader in the theme of openness and acceptance, and he's brought that back to our school. He's also a member of our Emerge Club, which is another club that helps bridge the gap between students. And he started a program this year called Bridging the Gap, which was a tutoring program for low-income housing students. Tim is a very quiet, humble young man, and he has a very gracious spirit. And at this time, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Tim Hughes.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I would like to thank the Civitan Club members for allowing me this great opportunity. I will be attending this fall the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I plan on possibly double majoring in African American Studies and Business. I plan also to get my MBA after business, my bachelor's. In the future, I plan on either two options, working for a large corporation or either becoming an African American Studies professor at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Thank you for this honor.
This concludes our scholarship program today.
Let me remind the students to please assemble over in this corner and have your picture taken. And we do want to thank each and every one of you, the school faculty and administrators who were here to make this day possible. You and your colleagues for the last 12 to 13 years have been very important for these students, as well as all of the other students that we will be able to graduate in May. Keep doing your fine job, and all of your parents, thank you once again. And please, all of you, consider joining Asheville Civitan Club. And with that, we are adjourned. Hello, my name is Keith Thompson. I'm president of Asheville Civitan Club this year. I'd like to invite each and every one of you to join us for the upcoming television series Spirit of Civitan TV. It's going to be on URTV, and we're going to be covering some of the important issues affecting our community. We're going to be meeting some of the civic leaders who are making a difference every day in the lives of our community, and making things better for our children and grandchildren, making this a better place in which to live. So we hope you will be able to join us and watch our series as it comes forward. Thank you.